Hey y'all, it's day 3 of Mindfulness Month. Groovy. So today we're going to talk about stopping, calming, resting, and healing. This is a concept that I learned when I was reading some works by Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, and I highly, highly recommend anything of his. He's actually where I started learning about mindfulness and Buddhism and just being in the moment, really. So this concept here, we'll go one by one, but one of the interesting stories that I read in one of his books was this, I guess it's a Buddhist story of this man standing on a road, and he sees this person galloping on a horse, frantically coming towards him. The person's galloping, and then as he passes, the guy goes, "Hey, where are you going?" And the guy on the horse goes, "I don't know, ask the horse." I just get a kick out of that. Anyway, the idea here is that the horse is our habit energy. And if we do not stop and calm and rest and heal, we're just going to get carried along by this horse willy-nilly, like, oh my God, here we go. Yeah, like we don't want that. It's not good. So the idea here then is to stop. That is like kind of a revolutionary idea in this world that we live in at this point, because we are so rushed, from the moment we open our eyes. Do this, I've got to 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 do this. And then there's this device and that device and this thing over here. And I got to go, it's just everywhere all the time. People demanding our attention, things demanding our attention, rush. There's, these things, these convenience things, just, they're convenient, but then they add like, oh, you can do more in the day, which is good and bad, right? So if we can just stop and bring attention to the present moment, it's taking us out of autopilot mode, because that's kind of where we're at, right? Like you can look through tons of literature and see that we are actually programmed. Like it's this horse, this galloping horse that we don't know where it's going, but we kind of do because we've programmed ourselves to do these things. So we've got this autopilot, and we can kind of stop that autopilot and take stock of what our current mind and body state is. And this could just be like, wait, take a deep breath, look around, see what's there, right? So throughout the day, you could kind of, if a stressful situation comes up, take a second and take a deep breath, right? So that you can, rather than kind of being all about it, you can kind of like, you take a second, you stop, you breathe, and you can approach it with more clarity and calmness, because clarity is not encouraged by our lifestyle today, right? I mean, it's just not. It's like, go. Don't have time to think. So what we're doing when we do that is we kind of create these windows for presence where we can reconnect with ourselves amidst this craziness of life. And then we calm, right? We calm ourselves. So calming kind of follows naturally after the stopping. Once we've stopped, we can actually soothe our minds and our bodies. We can use techniques like progressive relaxation, deep breathing, or just sit quietly and watch your thoughts and let them settle. Just like, oh, okay, let them slow down. It's about creating a peaceful inner space where you can observe your thoughts and emotions without getting tangled up in them. Now, calming yourself down reduces the physiological symptoms of stress, right? So this is the place where like our heart's racing, right? Okay, hang on. Notice your heart's racing. Take a deep breath. Relax. Notice your muscles are tensing. You know what I mean? Like, relax your muscles. When you practice these calming techniques, you can activate your body's relaxation response. And this promotes a greater sense of tranquility. And who doesn't need more tranquility in their life? I know I could use some all the time. So this isn't just about managing our stress, but it improves our ability to handle our emotions. And this leads to greater emotional stability. we can handle those challenging emotions. So once we're calming, okay, calm down. Now we can rest. Now, one of the stories that, or one of the analogies that Thich Nhat Hanh uses in one of his books, I think it's called The Heart of the Buddha's Teaching, which I really, really, really recommend, is the idea that in nature, if an animal is wounded, it goes and finds a space in the forest and it just sits down and it rests. It doesn't do anything. It's just like, okay, I'm wounded. I'm just going to chill for a little bit and let my body heal. So once we've stopped and we've calmed ourselves, we can then allow our body to heal. Sorry, I just got distracted because something came up on the phone. Now it's away. Let's go back to what I was talking about. So it's not just physical rest though, right? It's about mental and emotional rest. Again, like this quest for productivity that we're all on, you know, these conveniences of modern day life that makes life more inconvenient, or at least less like chill, is, you know, increases our feeling of needing to do something because now we have more time. When we're doing that, we can kind of give ourselves permission to slow down and recharge, right? You can rest, you can stop, you can calm, you can kind of put away the screens and the social media, and maybe take some time to do some mindful walking or just sitting there meditating. You know, just giving yourself permission. Giving yourself permission. It's okay for me not to do that right now. It's okay for me to just kind of hang out here for a second and rest. It doesn't mean this is a thing that we have, I think, or at least I have. I'll speak for myself. You may be able to relate. When I'm resting, it feels like I'm not doing anything. And so I start feeling bad about myself. But the fact of the matter is when you're resting, it doesn't mean you're not doing anything. It's an active process of restoration. And that helps us prepare to face life's challenges with renewed energy and perspective. If we don't stop, if we don't rest, if we don't calm, we can't have that emotional reserve. We can't have that space, that bandwidth, that distance that we need to be able to function emotionally and mentally in this world. You got to take the time. You got to stop. You got to calm. You got to rest. And the thing about that, what happens then is like the animal thing I was just telling you, you rest so that you can heal, right? So we've got stopping, calming, resting, and healing, right? Healing is a holistic process. It involves nurturing your body, your mind, and your spirit. You sit and you acknowledge where you're hurt, what hurts. My emotions hurt, my mind hurts, my body hurts, whatever hurts. I have a wound and it needs attention. And we are told not to give ourselves this attention, but if we don't, bad things happen. Trust me, you don't want to be there for the bad things that happen when you don't allow yourself to heal. And you don't give yourself, not even permission, but there's an aspect of feeling you're worthy, you know, like, or just feeling like it's selfish to take a moment to heal. And that is the thing that's furthest from the truth. It's actually really kind of selfish. It's like going to work when you're sick. You know what I mean? This is a little bugaboo of mine. You go to work, you're like, oh no, I can power through it. But you go to work and you get other people sick. Go home, sit and relax and get better, and then come back and be more productive and don't get half the office sick. Just, that's a thing. It's a thing of mine. I'm going to relax though. I'm going to stop. I'm going to calm. I'm going to rest and I'm going to heal. So when you're doing this, you give yourself the space to heal naturally, right? This process is facilitated by all the three things that came before: the stopping, the calming, and the resting. These create the conditions in which healing can actually occur. Now you can support yourself in this sort of healing process by doing different practices, and we'll talk about them on a different week. But there's like something called the loving kindness meditation. I think I talked about that yesterday a little bit, or maybe it was earlier today. I don't remember. I'm doing all these videos at once. So, that involves sending like kind, compassionate intentions to yourself and to others. And this will help you release negative emotions and cultivate a sense of peace. Of course, it's hard. You can't do it through clenched teeth, but give yourself some time to relax, right? To heal. It involves being gentle with yourself, recognizing that you have limits, and treating yourself with kindness. I know that there are people out there that are like, oh, you only have limits if you recognize them, if you see them. And it's like, you know what? No, you're human. You have limits. There are limits. There are different categories of limits, but there are sometimes when you need to stop and you need to calm and you need to rest and you need to heal. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's important to do. You can't be there for other people if you are not there for yourself. And over time, the practices that you start incorporating into your life will help you build resilience and a deeper sense of well-being because you've allowed yourself to heal. All right, that's today's little lesson. It took much longer than I meant it to, but stop, calm, rest, heal. Be grateful for those. And I'm going to remind you guys that even if you are in the middle of the frenetic pace of life, you can always choose to have a grateful day.